Welcome everybody back to NBR. We are back with the SCL BRZ Spec Championship. We're with race number 6 at COTA. This is the finale of the championship, so all is coming to an end here for the BRZ Championship. This has been an awesome championship so far. It's been fun to race in. It's been fun to commentate, and I love being able to say that. It's pretty close on points for the top two right now as I'm on the right document, right? Yes, okay. As Chavez and Sunshine only have a few points splitting them for the top position, and third might be able to be taken by Ace, as I am no longer racing. Third is a pretty easy position to take. As we've seen recently in previous races here at NBR, Sunshine has been very dominant in almost every race he's attended. But also we have a few new faces tonight. We have J-Dog and LMP Juicebox and Mailman. Oh, Mailman has raced in this championship. I apologize. Here today to race and compete for championship points and for just the overall race. This is a really fun track / car combo. The BRZs are like momentum cars, but a little bit more powerful. They're not these are a little bit more stiff and less scary than Miatas, I'd like to say. It's kind of hard to say. But, at the same time, they're fucking fun. I'll tell you that. Alright, we're getting qualifying started for the finale race of the SCL BRZ Spec Championship. With J-Dog for the opening lap here. Interesting livery on that BRZ here. See the whole group together. The Mailman in the back. This is a very technical track, even for slow cars and fast cars. It's got a big skill gap, surprisingly. It looks like a simple track, but these S sections are a real challenge, especially a challenge to stay clean. You see a lot of people following each other in the similar lines and such. As you give me a second to open up our participants list so I can find out whose numbers is who. Alright, here we go. So, we are on board with J-Dog in the number 77 BRZ. First appearance in this championship. He has raced here previously with NBR, so we'll have to see. He's not too slow. I would say he's about mid-pack pace with the rest of the big group. About ace pace, I'd say. Wide load? That is an interesting characteristic for that BRZ. I don't think anybody... If you Oliver getting a little loose back there. If you drive like Ace did at Daytona in the V8 supercars, maybe you would be worthy of holding that wide load sticker on. Top on board with our actual championship contenders here. This is a championship for Sunshine or Chavez here, and they're both gonna have to put on their A game, because whoever I believe finishes higher than one another is gonna get that championship. I haven't done the math yet, but I can do it real quick. Sunshine having a pretty dominant performance over everybody in these previous races, except at Bathurst in the TFG Championship, unfortunately losing out to that win with an overextension. Well, not an overextension, it was just a late defensive move. Fortunately cost him the win. See if he's able to come back here. He looks to be in good shape, but in TFG... not in TFG, in NBR fashion, there could be something to throw a wrench in his way here, as anything can happen. And also Juicebox can play a factor here. If Juicebox is able to get up to Sunshine and knock Sunshine down a place or two, that could be very important for Chavez's run to the championship. Chavez has had a pretty good drive in the BRZ championship. He looks pretty stable in these cars. He's really quick in these cars, to be honest. We'll have to see how this all plays out. So we have lap 1 done, which is basically the opening lap for qualifying. So far, with the top speed of the session, 138 miles an hour. The fastest outlap, Sunshine. Not that that matters too much. Hard under the brakes into this hard left-hand corner here. It's a really tight corner, and you want to prioritize your exit as much as you can. Especially in these cars, as they're a little tricky. Like, if you're not going to get a good exit in these cars, it's really going to hamper your speed down the streets, because they're not that powerful. They're powerful in the sense that they've, they'll get up to speed. They're not exactly Miatas. But if you don't get them moving, you're going to get passed. It's as simple as that. We're about to round out the first set of times that we'll see on the board. Clean or dirty. That was not supposed to play. Rounding this long right-hand turner that swings out forever, especially in slower cars. It's really tricky to get a good line through there, because your cars are pulling you all the way wide as you're trying to push as much speed as you can through there. Because you don't want to go through wide, super wide through that corner. You want to try and hold a decent line, holding a decent amount of speed. And here we go on the start-finish straight. And Sunshine takes the lead of the session for now as we watch the rest of the cars come across the start-finish line. Sunshine takes the top speed of 138 miles an hour with a best lap of an 02.26.670. And we can look at the ticker now. Oliver in second place with an 02.27. I believe it's clean over juice boxes, which is why we see Oliver's time over juice boxes. A clean 02.27.570 for Oliver. We'll have to wait for the ticker to go back around. Hop on board with Chavez. Oh, Blind Ace Gen, who's up in the mix now. Juicebox with an 02.27.095. Chavez with an 02.28.882. The times are a little mixed up, I believe, because clean and dirty laps are not really being accounted for properly. Something weird going on. Well, we'll figure that out as the next lap plays. So far, everybody's doing really well. B-Dog and Mailman so far putting pretty close times. This mid-pack looks to be pretty tight in the 27s. Well, hopefully Chavez is able to get into this 27-26 range. He might not be really contesting for this lead. Ace is putting on a great display here with the number 12. Oh, setting a pretty decent lap with a 27, low 27. I believe they're hoping to get into the upper 26s. We'll have to see how that plays out. Clean laps are better than dirty laps here, so we'll have to see how that all plays out towards the end. Because if you set an amazing lap, but it's dirty, it's invalidated. You're starting behind all the people who managed to set a clean lap. We can see they're taking a bit of a different line through this right-hand sweeper. Looks like they were able to catch up and make up a lot of time on Juice there. That might be a big time loss for Juice. You saw how much closer they were able to get there. During the race, this could be a prime attacking point from Ace. Ooh, that looked a little wide. We'll have to see how that plays out as we're rounding out another lap of qualifying. Sunshine unable to improve on the time, but holds his position for now. I don't think anybody changed positions. Oliver unable to improve. Juicebox knocked off 4/10. Chavez knocked off a second and 2/10, pretty good. Ace also improving a little bit on their previous lap. With a 26.3, that would be enough to put them in pole if it were clean. Like, that's what we're seeing people struggling with, is clean laps right now. As we hop on with Chavez. Grid position isn't everything, but it's going to be a big part of this race. I mean, every race, to be honest. With grid starts, it's a little... I wouldn't say... The difference between grid starts and rolling starts is grid starts, it's a lot harder to get a better launch and possibly jump people. So if you're starting farther back in the grid, you might be a little rough. A little out of luck. That's the word I was trying to look for. Sorry. The rolling start, you can try and react as soon as possible and get the jump. And maybe get a position or two. But it's all on to turn 1. We're going to probably see some chaotic battles into turn 1. It's a really, really tricky corner. It's easy in the fact that it's kind of hard to outbrake yourself because it's uphill. So you can brake really late. And it's pretty wide on exit. It's not super wide, but you can feel a sense of you're not really too worried about, sending it too hard. But when there's a lot of people there, and it narrows from the entry, so, the entrance is really wide because it's the start-finish straight. But the run to turn 2 narrows a little bit compared to the start-finish straight. So at the same time, if there's going to be a lot of people there, there's going to be a bit of a mix-up. Chavez rounding out turns 19 and 20. See if he's able to improve on this lap, if he dirtied this lap or had it dirty from the last lap. A little bit loose on exit out of turn 20. It's real easy to get on the throttle early there. Hopefully that didn't lose them too much time. We may have had a disconnect there. I'm not sure. As we have a change for position. Oh! I think the session just ended. Yeah, the session did end. Really abruptly, only half the cars on that lap managed to finish. And here we go. We're going to list the grid out. I thought it was in order for a minute. I was like, oh my god, Ace took pole, but unfortunately that is not the case. I'll list them in order now. But Sunshine able to improve on their previous lap with an 02.26.340 is going to take pole for the finale of the COTA of the BRZ Spec Championship. Followed up on row number 1 is LMP Juicebox with an 02.26x6 to 4, 3/10 off of Sunshine's time, but still enough to get that front row position. Following up behind is Blind Asian with an 02.27.431. Starting 4th and not far behind is Oliver with a 02.27.570. That's row number 2 for you. Row number 3 is Chavez with an 02.28.126. I feel like that's the only clean lap they were able to muster up, unfortunately. Hopefully they're able to get some movement on the start, but we'll have to see. Following up to round out row number 3 is J-Dog with an 02.28.268 dirty. And starting last but not least, we have Mailman with an 02.30.656 dirty. Alright, welcome back, and we're about to get started. Race number 6, the finale of the SCL BRZ Championship. This is the final race Blind Ace is hosting for us. Let's hope that this is a great show. I hope this is a big bang in a good way. We'll have to see how this ends up. As we'll be on board with Mr. Sunshine as we get the grid started. It is a grid start. So once the game is loaded in, they are good to go. We are on board with Mr. Sunshine in the number 8 BRZ. We'll have to see who makes a move into turn 1. It's going to be very chaotic for the first lap. And here we go. We are green at COTA into turn 1. It's not a super quick rush to turn 1, but it is a rush. To go onto the brakes, Juicebox was trying to look up into the inside, possibly at Sunshine. Sunshine shuts the door, a little bit of movement in the back, too wide, and for 2 rows back there through turn 1. Great stuff, everyone got cleanly except for a little bumper scrape in between drivers. Sunshine slowly leading this track. Let's hop back to the mid-pack where we see a lot of closer battles going on right now. We see Chavez with, oh, who's that behind? Ace and J-Dog duking it out. The number 12 of Blind Ace and the number 77. All three of these guys super close as they wrap through the S's of turns 3 through 6 now. Heading on to 7 almost. On to turn 8. To the difficult turn 9. You see Oliver making his way up the pack, and they're almost 3 wide back there. Goodness gracious. We hop on with Mailman, who is sending it. Oh, Ace. Where did Ace go? Ace backed off, it seemed. It could be damaged. What Ace then? Did Ace get damaged? Oh, Ace has... Oh, no transmission damage. It's just a bug. Interesting. Hop back on to the leaders, as Oliver looked to be contesting Juicebox there for a few seconds. Juicebox not too far off of Sunshine here, so we head down to turn 12, not 11, my bad. Heavy braking zone after this long straightaway. We'll have to see if there's any movement. Nope. Ooh, looks like Oliver is looking towards the inside a little bit there, but there is no door, no option there. Chavez not too far behind Oliver, only a second now splitting him. Hop back to the back as there's still a really close battle back here between J-Dog, Mailman, and Blind Ace, all within a second here. What a send. Mailman has made up a position from Ace, Ace started pretty high on the grid, is now in the back of the pack. I'm curious if they hit that tire wall out of turn 9. Fortunate that we have that on Forza, but you gotta make do with what you have. We'll keep an eye on the times for the leaders, as that's the battle to watch. Chavez is our person of interest, so is Mr. Sunshine, as these are big championship points here. Here we go, we can see Ace starting to contest Mailman here. The final corner is heading to turn 20. Hard on the brakes. We'll see if Mailman's able to cope with using ABS. I'm curious if he's still running ABS. We can't see any proof of it. Ooh, looks like gotten a little squirrely out of turn 20. Onto the start-finish straight, and Ace is going to have the run. Ace getting by before the start-finish line. Is he going to be able to hold it into turn 1? See the brakes glowing on the number 12 there. Rounds the apex, and it's fairly ahead of Mailman. What a great move. Hop back up to the front of the grid where we are on board with Oliver, who's sitting at a pretty comfortable third for now, with Juicebox slowly pulling away. Is Juicebox catching Sunshine is the question. Is Sunshine going to have to duke out for first position? We'll have to see if Juicebox is able to bring down that time. Looks like it's pretty close now. Chavez catching up to Oliver a little bit. It's still, the gaps are pretty wide, so we'll have to make note of how these change over time. Ooh, Chavez getting into the tire wall a little bit. I don't think that was enough to damage him, but that tire wall is deadly if you hit it wrong. It's very sketchy, and you got to be really careful, especially when you're battling through that corner. That tire wall has taken me out a few times in a few races. Ooh, it looks like Juicebox is catching up to Sunshine a little bit. We'll keep an eye on all the times as we're on board with Chavez currently in the number 60. Oliver losing touch with the top 2 right now. 2 seconds split him and the top 2. Oliver might have a third place here, or if he's able to defend from Chavez. We'll have to see how this race plays out. Hop back on board with LMP Juicebox's. Juicebox's race also is going to affect Chavez's championship, depending on how it plays out with Sunshine and Juicebox. Big Juicebox in the number 10 versus Sunshine in the number 8. We're rounding out lap number 2. Almost. Around the long sweeping corners of 17 and 18. Out the lap here. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. My bad. Hop back a little bit once more at Blind Ace, who's looking to make their move back through the pack after losing some positions. The number 12 versus the number 77 of J-Dog. Oh, big bump there into the final corner. Where it looks like Ace may have gotten a little later on the brakes than J-Dog was expecting. Or I'm mixing up people. Ignore me. Anyways, Ace looking to make his way back through the pack after losing a few positions on that first lap. He's catching J-Dog pretty dramatically quick. Keep an eye on the times between these two battles. We have 3 battles going on right now. We'll stay on board with Ace. This is their last championship. We got to give them a little attention. Ooh, looks like J-Dog got a little squirrely through that first section of the S's, as Ace is putting on the pressure as they're going through turn number 6 up to turn number 7, which is a kink left. It's very difficult. Ace is about side by side. Are they going to try it around the outside? Doesn't look at it. Why is that angle so long? Camera's so far away as we head through turns number 9, heading down to turn 10, which is a left kink. Ace trying it around the outside. is going to try and make it work. Has the run. It's just barely within track limits. J-Dog squeezing them to the outside. Hard on the brakes as they go through turn number 11 to the long straightaway. A J-Dog getting a huge lockup on that inside line, but was able to hold it. And Ace is going to have to stick behind through this long straightaway. Hopefully the draft will help pull them a little closer here. LMP Juicebox is almost a little bit more than a second off of Sunshine. Chavez over almost a second to Oliver. J-Dog with another lockup, a couple lockups on the brakes. Ace trying to take an opportunistic move there. It looks like J-Dog shut the door. Into this little technical bit of the track. Every bit of this track is technical, but this part's really difficult to get right. More lockup, as you can see, more tire smoke from J-Dog. J-Dog getting a little loose there out of turn 15. No, it's 16. We're on board with J-Dog. And the number 77. Another lap defending from Blind Ace Gen. Is Blind Ace Gen going to be able to make the move? Blind Ace got a better line through the final corner there. Are they going to have a better run on the start-finish straight? Looks like it. As you can see, that time is dwindling as they're coming past the start-finish line and up the hill into turn 1. Once again, hard on the brakes. As we can see another lockup from J-Dog, and Ace is going to dive to the inside. Are they going to make it stick? J-Dog cutting the corner a little bit there on the inside, and Ace is going to be ahead and is going to have the advantage into the S section. Are they going to be able to keep it, though, as J-Dog's probably going to be all over the bumper here trying to make anything happen to go into the first set of S's here. Very technical. J-Dog running, oh, they're both running a little wide through that second apex. It looks like they're still all together. Ace pulling over half a second now from J-Dog. J-Dog getting real close, going to try and set it up on the inside. Huge hit, and they're both going to get slowed down there. That was a huge door slam from J-Dog, but Ace is still going to stay ahead as J-Dog just sent it on the inside there. Is there any damage? I wouldn't believe so. IRL, there'd probably be some fender damage. But wow, that was a huge hit from J-Dog on Ace, just sending it up on the inside. Oh, Ace getting a little loose is going to allow J-Dog past on the long straightaway. Now Ace is going to have to work back to get J-Dog back for 5th position. We see at the front battle, Juice is slowly catching up to Sunshine here. Curious if Sunshine has any damage. We'll have to hop on board soon if this if these times get any closer. On the brakes heading into turn 12. It's the number 12 versus the number 77. Hey, number 12, turn 12. Perfect timing. Up on board with Juicebox. We'll keep an eye on the times between Ace and J-Dog at the back. LMP Juicebox making time up on Sunshine over the past few laps. Has been making a comeback drive. Well, not a comeback drive. A drive up to Sunshine. The number 10 versus the number 8. Let's see how this goes. Juicebox may have found some pace in the track that he was unable to pull out from before. Let's look how close they are, and also we have to, oh, look at this, the battle in the left, bottom left there. We can see the times between Ace and J-Dog. Looks like Blind Ace is getting real close to J-Dog. I don't see any moves happening from Juicebox on Sunshine, so we'll hop back on with the number 12 of Blind Ace versus the number 77 of J-Dog. And look, Ace has another run down the start-finish straight, and we'll see if they're able to make a move by the end of it, as this draft is going to start pulling Ace closer and closer. Is J-Dog going to lock up the brakes into turn 1? We'll have to see how this plays out. On the brakes, more glowing discs, and Ace is going to send it on the inside, but it's going to go really deep on the exit. J-Dog gets a little squirrely on the exit, having to hold that inside line. It's a little bit tighter apex, a little bit harder to hold, but it looks like J-Dog's going to stay ahead into the S's. Keeping an eye on that battle for the lead. Oh, J-Dog getting really loose there, is able to save it, but Ace is going to be on the attack. Oh, as we see a battle for the lead possibly brewing. I don't know, we'll have to watch, we'll have to flip over to the lead if that gap gets any closer. Another duel between Ace and J-Dog. They've been going at it all race. Ace almost had the position, then a little squirrely mistake, ended up losing it, and Ace around the outside again, just going to try it. That's really scary. How is Ace able to get that much pace around the outside there? I've never seen that before. J-Dog with a lockup. A little bit of scraping as J-Dog is not going to get that apex. Ooh, Ace was squeezing him to the apex really hard there, and Ace looks, is he going to get, are they going to get the run here? Looks like they are. Ace on the bumper of J-Dog again. And as we can see in the bottom left, the number 10 of LMP Juicebox is losing a little bit of time to the number 8 of Mr. Sunshine. We'll keep an eye on that. The gap keeps going further. And Ace looking to the outside. J-Dog going for a defensive line into turn number 12. Hard on the brakes. Ooh, J-Dog had to make a correction mid-line there. Is Ace going to be able to get the run around the outside here as they head into turn 13? Hard on the brakes. Well, this is a difficult one, and Ace is going to be on the inside there, and is now going to swap to the outside as J-Dog gets squirrely on those inside curbs there, and Ace has the position for now as J-Dog's going to send it on the inside. As Ace going to have the run, is going to run a little bit wide off the track there as they're coming towards turn 17 and 18. What a great battle between these two. They've been side by side. Ace getting the position, and J-Dog's going to try and set it on the inside here. Is he going to be able to make stick cutting across the apex there in a little bit of contact? J-Dog's going to get around after hitting the rear quarter panel of Ace, and that looks like that battle might die down for a little bit as Ace now has secured the position a little bit more comfortably than before. But a battle between the number 12 of Blind Ace and the number 77 of J-Dog. What a great battle to watch as we watch for the battle for the lead between Sunshine and LMP Juicebox. The number 8 of Mr. Sunshine and number 10 of LMP Juicebox. You see Ace securing that position almost perfectly. Almost a second between J-Dog now. Oliver, 4 seconds to Juicebox. Chavez has 2.5 seconds to Oliver. Depending on what happens at the front here, this might not have a major effect to Chavez here. We'll have to see, because if Chavez is not in third, it might mean that, Sunshine, I think, is going to win this championship. Ooh, big lockup from Sunshine there as they go into turn 11 to the big front straight here. Juicebox has a pretty good run there. It's not going to be a huge run as we see the iconic Creeper driving the BRZ. Both blue BRZs, I must add. Very pretty color for this car. I think that's factory colors blue, right? I know it's one of the options. Oh, Blind Ace lost the position to J-Dog. I didn't see what happened. Ace must have made a mistake, and J-Dog's now 7 seconds up the road. And Mailman only has 5 seconds to Ace. I feel like this battle we're watching is kind of like Bathurst in the TFG Championship. They were about a second within each other the entire time. Juicebox wasn't there, but Sunshine had 2 cars behind him. 3 cars including Sunshine, that were within a second of each other. It just took one little mistake for the whole wall of Sunshine's lead to come toppling down. Curious if we're going to see that here. It's going to be the whole race, just like this. Juicebox is going to try and push anytime he can, and then Sunshine's going to make that little mistake, and it's just going to topple all down. Keep an eye on Blind Ace, see if they can recover from that massive loss in time. Curious what happened there. Might be able to get that out of a post-race interview. We'll have to see. Juicebox, 4 wheels off the track there on the exit of turn number 20. Rounding out to lap number 7, the leaders have crossed over the line. Big gap between some of the cars towards the back here. The closest battle we currently have is for first and second, and this gap has been going back and forth. It's a accordion effect, or I forget the technical term for it. However, this has been a very close battle so far. They're only within a second of each other. Both drivers really quick and both very talented. Sunshine and Juicebox have shown time and time again at NBR that they are very, very good drivers. Very clean, very fast. We'll have to see if Juicebox is able to edge out Sunshine here. So we're past the halfway mark for this race. Juicebox getting a little squirrely out of turn number 9. Really easy to do so. Well, if you get too much of that inside curve, it's really easy to lose the back end as it shifts the weight all forward. As you're already turning left, it's going to overload those front tires and underload the rear. The rears are going to start to swing out as you're turning left. It's a tricky corner. You don't want to get too much curve there. On board with our leader, Mr. Sunshine. A great race so far. Has led the entire race. Great drive from Mr. Sunshine. On board with the damn it, the telemetry's broken. Well, no telemetry for now. Might hop on board with that later. Watch a lap. A second splitting Sunshine and Juice Box. Coming towards out of turn 16, my bad. On to turn 17 and 18, the long sweeping right-hander. This corner feels like it never ends, and for your tires screaming at you, they're probably screaming you, please let it end. Depending on what car you're in, this corner can be really easy or really difficult. I would imagine it's a mix of both in these cars. If you get it set up right, you know, in most cars it's pretty easy to send it through that corner. But in some cars that are really, they have a lot of body roll and weight shifting, and they're not super fast or not super slow, it can get a little sketchy. Lap 8 out of 12 as we're into turn number 1 once more with the leaders here, Sunshine and Juice Box. Less than a second split them once more. Juice Box was able to get the gap down to 0.3 seconds earlier on in the race while we were watching Ace and J-Dog battling it out early on in the race. But now the gap has gone up to 0.6 is the lowest we've seen as of late. Looks like Juice Box is struggling in the midsection of the S's. Could have ran a little bit wide, really easy to do so. Back to turn number 10 here. If Juice Box makes that similar mistake, nope, keeps it clean. These guys are both really consistent and really close in pace, and it looks like Juice Box is slowly bringing in that time. Just ever so slightly. .5, I believe that's in the draft now. We'll have to see how big of it. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. Maybe a tenth in these cars down this long straightaway. On the brakes here is what's going to really count to bring up any time or lose time, make it or break it into turn number 12. It's a really difficult turn. It's also really difficult to get passes done because of how the exit is designed. It's a lot tighter on the exit than you think it's going to be, especially if you're too wide. That's what's nice about this track, is it's designed to encourage battling, because the guy on the outside or inside always has a chance, depending on how they get their exits out of these slower corners. You have that technical S section in the middle to make things a little difficult and challenging, especially on the cars. It's a very, very gruesome track on cars and tires. It's not the most abrasive circuit in the world, but it's pretty rough on tires, as we see only 8 laps in and they're up to 27. I believe these are on sport tires, or I could be wrong. Juice Box was making up some good time there. It seemed to have lost it in this final sector. We'll see if they're able to make up any move. A bit of a cut on the final corner there. We'll keep an eye on these two as we hop back. This TJT Oliver has had a great race so far. Pretty uncontested in third. Pretty comfortable position. I would never complain for a podium. So we see the number 88 car. Or Chavez might make or break it here tonight. We don't know. Is he going to be able to win his first championship at NBR? To settle for second. So far, it looks like he's going to have to settle for second. Unless there is an upset at the front, but we never know. I mean, I could give the commentator's curse to Sunshine and just say he's going to run away with this race uncontested. He's going to have a beautiful, clean race, clean finish, no issues. He's not going to spin it. He's going to have great race. No problems at all. Or we could just hop on board and wait what happens. Saw what I did there. Thank you for paying attention. Ace catching up to J-Dog very slowly but surely. 5 seconds now split them. And Mailman holding up the back. Back on board, the gap between LMP Juicebox and Sunshine is closer than it has been in its previous laps. 0.4 seconds split them. See, is Juicebox going to be able to hold on to his final sector? Well, this final sector, especially through the final set of corners 17 through 20, is where they're struggling to keep on the rear of Sunshine here. Up to 0.6, 0.5. The turns 13 through 16 are really difficult. Even in really like high performance cars, they're just, the line feels different every time you drive it. It's a really weird set of corners on this track, but they're fun nonetheless. And you can see Juicebox losing a little bit of time to this final sector. So we're about to head on to lap 10. Juicebox is running out of time to make this move on Sunshine, and Chavez is getting closer and closer to a second place in this championship. However, we're saying never. If Sunshine wrecks in these final few laps, or retires or finishes below Chavez, Chavez will win the championship title for the SCL BRZ Spec Championship. However, if Sunshine stays in his position now and finishes this race clean, Sunshine's going to win another championship at NBR. Juicebox's gap has gained a little bit of time here. A little over a second splits them now. We're on lap 10 of 12. This is where people start to get desperate. Sunshine, who's probably just going to put his head down and drive, while Juicebox is going to start pushing. And when you start pushing really hard towards the end, you start to make stupid mistakes. Wow, that was a bit of a cut there on the apex. Real easy to do, but let's see if that will get looked over. However, as I was saying, you start to make stupid decisions. If you get into a bad mentality while driving, you're going to start driving reckless, and you're going to start driving dumb. He's losing time on him almost every corner now. Sunshine putting on the turbojets, the afterburners, is starting to leave Juicebox in his wake. Starting to think if that draft was the only thing holding Juicebox into Sunshine. But we'll have to see. As we see on the mini-map there in the bottom left, it looks like Ace is going to try and get revenge on J-Dog. Not revenge, but try and get back up to J-Dog and take that 5th position back. To keep an eye on both battles. Here's if Juicebox has damage. Oh. 45%? Holy mo! How is he blowing through tires so quickly? Oh. Interesting. Ace down 3 positions from their starting position. That's rough. So they're able to make it only 2. Yeah, the penultimate lap is starting here as Sunshine is about to cross the start-finish line to start lap 11 out of 12, the SCL BRZ Spec Championship. This is the final race. This is the final here. This is where it matters. Juicebox almost 2 seconds behind Sunshine now. I'm on board with J-Dog to keep an eye on this battle. J-Dog in the number 77 versus the number 12 of Blind Ace. Keep an eye on the times and the gap in the bottom left of the leaders here. As Ace is making once again another approach on J-Dog. Slowly but surely. I didn't mean to do that. Almost within a second now. Ace has the pace. But will they ever... Why did I say ever? Will they be able to get the position? Within a second now. Going through the S's. Beautiful lines. You can see how similar their lines are. J-Dog got a little bit better out of turn 7. No, turn 6, my bad. And Ace did. Now they're going through turn 7 towards turn 8. This is where Ace had the pace. Ooh, J-Dog getting squirrely out of turn number 9. Is this going to allow Ace? Ace getting squirrely out of turn number 9 as well, but in a different way. Went really wide. Not going to be able to try it around the outside, but is within half a second now of J-Dog. 2 seconds nearly splitting Juicebox and Sunshine. Back on board. Ace within the draft, it seems, as J-Dog, but not getting a really good run down the back straight as they have previously. Ace have damage by any chance? Ace does not have damage. Hard on the brakes into turn number 12. As Sunshine is rounding out turns number 19, heading into 20. Bit of a lock up there from J-Dog. On the start, finish straight, and the white flag is waving for the final lap of the BRZ SCL Championship. As we have this battle to watch to the end. One last lap to make things happen. Is Juicebox going to be able to catch up to Sunshine? Is Sunshine going to make a mistake? Is Ace going to get J-Dog? Is Chavez going to win the race? Is Oliver going to win the race? You never know until that happens in racing. The brakes. He's still right there. Is he going to get a better run on the front start finish straight? Beautiful line. Is it going to be in the draft though? They are in the draft, J-Dog. Right behind. 0.4. White flag waving for J-Dog and Ace as they go across the start finish line. Are on the brakes into turn 1. Another lockup from J-Dog. 2 lockups there. They're able to keep it under control. Ace slotting in behind to the S section here. Sticking behind somebody through the S section can get you really close to them if they're slower than you, but can also really slow you down, as Ace is putting the pressure on J-Dog here as they're coming through the final S's. Heading towards 8, and now turn 9. Is Ace going to be able to make the move around the outside as they usually are? It looks like they're going to be blocked. Oh, and Ace is going to try and send it on the inside. What a lunge. They were both skipping across that curb. Ace and J-Dog still staying together. J-Dog still holding on to the position. What a battle here between the number 12 of Ace and the number 77 of J-Dog. Coming down for the last time, the back straight. As Sunshine and Juicebox are rounding out turns number 18, heading towards 19 now, as we see on the mini-map there. Checkered flag will be waving any second, and J-Dog getting a little squirrely on the brakes there as they're trying to get it turned into turn number 12. And runs super wide. They're going to have to lift there to give up the position. Oh, but holds on to it. That's going to be an interesting rolling. Usually you're supposed to give up the position if you run wide like that, but we'll have to see how this plays out. Still, Ace is right there. And here we go. Sunshine wins at COTA to win the final race of the BRZ Championship and secures the championship title for the BRZ Championship. Mr. Sunshine is the unofficial champion of the BRZ Championship. As there's still a battle going on between Blind Ace and J-Dog as we're going through the final corners for the final time. Is Ace going to be able to send it on J-Dog? This is going to be a really rough turn. The last corner is really hard to send it. Getting real wide as J-Dog goes a little defensive there. Ace on the throttle. Are they going to be close enough? They have the run. 2/10. Are they going to be able to get close enough? Doesn't look like they're going to be able to reel them in. And they're going to finish 6th right behind J-Dog. What a battle. Hop on board with Mailman. So we finish up the final lap of the finale of the BRZ Championship. And that's all, folks. I will read you guys off the Some baskets just fell outside my room. Sorry about that. I'll read the unofficial results. What a race from everyone there. As Sunshine comes home victorious once more to win the SCL BRZ Championship. Coming in second, 2 seconds behind almost, LMP Juicebox with a great race. Finishing third, uncontested almost that entire race, TJT Oliver. Chavez finishing fourth. Fifth, J-Dog, followed shortly behind by Blind H-Gen in sixth. Seventh, Mailman. Rounding out, those are our final results. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for post-race interviews. We'll get those sorted very quickly. Alright, Sunshine. You just won the SCL BRZ Championship, I believe, if my math is correct. Had a great race there, pretty uncontested. Juicebox is falling pretty close behind. You had a great race though, kept it clean to the end. How do you feel about everything?
Pretty solid.
They're terrible.
Juicebox and I were just holding hands as we did 12 laps of the track, so you know, couldn't ask for much more for the finale of the season.
And another championship with NBR. You're just racking them up, aren't you?
That's what I get for hanging around here.
Hey, more power to you. Hope to see you back with our upcoming series. Race for ALS.
Yes, and I will also 100% be doing the DPIs.
Awesome. Oh, for TFG, yeah.
Oliver
I'll get
has
an announcement for that soon.
successfully lured me in again.
he has a way of luring people into events, doesn't he?
Fisherman of men.
Alright. Thank you for racing with us tonight. We'll hope to see you again. Anything going on next week? Oh yeah, next week is RFA qualifying.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you there.
Absolutely. Thank you for hosting.
Of course. No, thank Ace for hosting.
I already did.
Okay, good. Alright. Next up on the list, LMP Juicebox. A little frustrating back there, seeing you not able to catch up to Sunshine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're so close, yet so far the entire race.
I thought it was cheating.
Do you have any proof of that?
Nah, just a little hunch.
Little hunch?
I saw it on a TikTok
What do
once, and I'm believing it. I have no idea.
You know, what do you think you were losing pace to him on this race?
I think consistency. There were some parts where I feel like he maybe quicker in 1 or 2 turns, but just could not piece anything together.
Yeah, it looked like a few laps you were getting really close to him, and then he'd back off again. Then you'd get close. What I noticed is that the final sector was your big weakness. It struggled through the turns 16 through 20.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
I think I slightly have him on the first sector, and then he has me definitely on the last sector.
Well, hey, it's still a second place finish. You can't ask for much more than that, other than a first place finish. But still a podium finish. Not too shabby.
Thank you.
Hope to see you around. Thank you for racing with us tonight. Next up on the list is Oliver. First time we've seen you in an interview.
Yeah, I figured I'd hang around this time. I think it's the first time it's been since I'm not hosting.
Oh yeah, you have a little less to worry about.
Yeah, that's kind of the joy of coming to SCL.
Is it the only joy to coming to SCL?
Also racing Jin. I always like to race
Yeah.
with Jin. We always have a good time.
Pretty uncontested race there. Third position. You were in no man's land for basically that entire race. Was it lonely out there?
A little bit, but I had a good time. Chavez had a lot of pace like early, and was really pushing me a lot at the beginning, and so I was watching the gap for a really long time. And then just about halfway in, I just kind of fell into a pretty good rhythm, I feel like. Juicebox and Sunshine, they were too far away, but I could it was kind of fun because I could see them battle a little bit, and I could watch like the gap come down a little bit and then stretch out a little bit. So I was kind of hoping that they were going to get into it, but it seems like they had a pretty calm last half of the race.
Fortunately calm. We didn't get any cool fireworks for the stream.
Yeah, I know, and I mean we didn't get a safety car either, which I kind of expected because there's just not enough walls to really call one out. But
Except for that, the wall on turn 9. It will always takes one person out.
yeah, actually, I feel like these cars really handled those curbs really well, which I really felt like made at least me personally feel a little bit more consistent over those curbs and stuff. So it made that less likely of a thing, but definitely a risk.
The cars did look very stable. Anywho, hope to see you back around. I mean, we will see you back around as your staff.
Yeah.
Thank you for racing tonight. And we'll move on to our next driver, Chavez, who I believe, if my math is correct, you finished second in the championship overall.
Yep.
A little off the pace to the leaders, but still solid fourth place finish. How are you feeling about this tonight?
I'm disappointed. I thought I had way more pace than that. Like early today, I did like 2 stints of 20 laps. I running 27 all day long, and then on the race and qualifying, I couldn't even get to it. The race, like Oliver said, at beginning I was running like low 27s, and then I think he had like a moment on lap 5, and I did too, and then he just got back into his rhythm and I just fell off completely. It was a really frustrating race. After that, I couldn't get back my time. But really fun race overall. I love that track, to be honest, with the BRZ.
It's a real fun.
Yeah.
COTA's always a fun track with momentum cars. But yeah. Hey, at least you still secured second position in the championship, and that's one spot away from winning a championship. And I think this is the first championship you signed up for here, right?
Yeah. Well,
That
I
says
think
something.
it's the second one for SCL. I run in the Porsche one too.
Oh yeah, you did run in the Porsche one.
Yeah.
Second, third championship, still really good consistency in positions gets you those points, and that puts you up on that second spot there overall championship points. So great performance overall with this whole season. We hope to see you back again for upcoming series. Thank you for racing tonight, and we'll see you later.
Looking forward to it.
And last but not least, Mailman.
Hey,
How was your race back there?
it was fun. We mostly got distracted by an argument we were having.
Oh, was there an argument in the VC?
Yeah, J-Dog was being a GT7 shill, so that was fun.
Ah, okay. Well, nobody wrecked out because of it, right? Or was that what caused Ace to wreck?
Yeah, J-Dog was constantly diving Ace and punted Ace twice, I believe.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'll have to see how that played. I know I saw one of the door bangs. He sent it a little too hard on the inside. We'll have to wait and see if there's a incident report filed for that. Because
There might be. I didn't see it.
hey, how'd the car feel tonight?
It was alright. I forgot to turn off ABS again.
Hey, you had an early moment there with Ace and J-Dog. What happened? I didn't really see the full thing, but all of a sudden you guys were almost 3 wide going through turns 9 through 10.
Yeah, that was the first punt J-Dog did on Ace. The thing is, it backfired and they both lost grip and they started sliding.
Ah, okay. So then you got into the mix and the party really started.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you for racing with us tonight. Of course, it's your staff.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you later.
See ya.
Have a good night.
You too.
Alright, and that rounds up the SCL BRZ Championship. Thank you all for watching and watching through the championship here with us at NBR. SCL is going to be under new management coming soon. Blind Ace Gen has been hosting SCL as after I stepped down from doing it. Has been doing a great job of doing it, but is stepping down as they are going towards other avenues with the new motorsport coming out. So I'd like to put a big thanks to Blind Ace Gen for hosting this championship series, and a big thanks to all of our staff who have made everything at NBR possible, but especially a big shout out to Blind Ace Gen. It's done an awesome job hosting these past few series, GT4 Cup and the BRZ Cup. It's been awesome to partake of, it's been awesome to host, and it's been awesome to commentate. So huge thanks. And nothing at NBR would be possible without our amazing staff team. Huge thanks to them. Anyways, upcoming races to make note of: the race for ALS RFA Championship. Race to win rewards, but primarily it's a charity championship. If you're wanting to partake in this, qualifying is on August 20th. Be there or be square. Join the Discord for more information. Also, we have the Grand Tour, or the final tour. Before I get sued, let me make sure. The last tour. Okay, I got the name wrong twice. The last tour special event series is starting up August 19th. My bad. And it is a special event series that's supposed to honor previous title cars for the previous motorsport games. They're purely expeditional events, so you don't have to sign up. No hassle, no nothing. Just show up in the right cars, race on the right track, and have some fun. That's going to round up tonight's broadcast. Thank you all for joining us at NBR. I will see you all in the next one. I'm Gabriel Woodward, and I'm signing off.